Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to Something for the Weekend, wherever you happen to be watching this in the world. And first, I'd like to start off by saying I hope you're well. A lot of you have gone back to work, I know, in the last few weeks. But for those of you that are still at home, I'm hoping you're keeping your interests up and certainly enjoying ham radio. Because what better way to pass the time than speaking to your mates on the wireless, and your husbands and wives and grandkids and kids and all that, of course. I'd like to start, secondly, by recruitment. We need more staff. We haven't laid anybody off or anything like that. We are very busy. We were recruiting about 3-4 months ago. I'll stop picking my fingers. What's the matter with me? 3 or 4 months ago, and we managed to get one person. We're looking for 2 more, one in sales. If you've got sales experience, you're really keen radio amateur, and more importantly, you put customer service and care above everything else, then please give me a call or email me. It's very easy to do. You can email recruitment@hamradio.co.uk or just call and ask for me. But I'd just drop me a little email on what you're doing and what you've been doing in the past. Doesn't matter if you haven't sold amateur radio before. In fact, you almost certainly haven't sold amateur radio before. But if you're good with people, you like talking and helping people, then you may well wish to join the world's favourite ham store, us. Similarly, engineering, we've got 4 engineers, we need yet another one. So if if both sales and engineering, you're located locally to the store in Staines near London, or in London, in fact it's got a London postcode, please look at the recruitment page on our website. Or if you're thinking of changing jobs, you've had enough, especially with all this COVID-19 which is still going on, you think, you know what, I'm going to reset myself and I'm going to go and join a fun but hard-working company, because it is hard work at our place. We're very busy, I'm pleased to say, still. So recruitment, number 1, please come and talk to me. I mustn't bang the table because the whole camera should there. So that's the first thing. Second thing, yet another new product range, MAT tuners. MAT tuners are a manufacturer of automatic antenna tuners, like other brands we sell, of course, including the brilliant LDG range, for which we are the world distributor for, excluding America, of course. MAT tuners have been going many years, not as long as a lot of the others, but we approached them. Of course, they'd heard of my little company, trading out of the United Kingdom, said, yes, we'd like to do business with you. So here we are. They arrived yesterday, still getting used to them, still playing around with them. But I'd just like to go through the range with you, without going through all the accessories and anything, but like, cables, interface cables, that sort of thing. So the first one I'd like to talk about is the MAT-10. Here's the box. It's pretty boring, isn't it? There's no fancy labelling or numbers on it, because, in fact, there's the packaging. Can you see that? That's the packaging. Very bland. There's somewhere on this box if you look at it carefully, I don't know where it is. Anyway, we've stuck a label on it and it says MAT-10. This is the MAT-10 little tiny tuner, specifically designed for the Yaesu FT817. Oh, wrong way. FT817 and FT818. It looks pretty boring in the plastic bag, and I was going to actually open them before I came out. Oh, by the way, I'm awfully sorry that I did say tune in next week because there's something a little bit different. It was hoofing down, actually, as I walked out here. I was going to go in another one of my little vehicles, or on one of my little vehicles. There's a clue. But I thought it's going to be difficult enough carrying all this lot, these MAT tuners on my bike, let alone trying to be safe on a motorbike on 2 wheels when it's chucking it down the rain. I'm pretty well a fair weather rider these days. I didn't care what weather I used to ride in the old days. So I'm going to actually open it now, and this is the only way I could see of getting into it. So I did nick the scissors from the kitchen, So I can present to you this, the MAT-10. This is a tuner specifically designed for the Yaesu FT817. You see that all right? 30 watts max throughput. Unlike other little miniature tuners, it's got its own built-in lithium-ion batteries, which is fantastic. So you tune it with a supply charger, which is in the box, through that. And because I've got magnetic latching relays on it, once you've charged it, it lasts for ages and ages and ages. You don't, every day you have to go out and then plug it back in. So literally that, B and C patch lead from there to your 817 or 818. And you've got full tuning capability. I really like that. And what I love about MAT is that it's really solid stuff, and it's nicely printed. I think you can, oh, that's a bit too close, isn't it? You can see the print on that. Very, very simple to use, 160 meters through to 6 meters. You may want to put a B&C to SFTW socket on there or whatever, but that's specifically for the 817 and 818, so they've designed that purely around that radio. So if you've got one of those, you want a little auto tuner rather than manually fiddling with an ATU, that's available from stock, $219.95. Right, that's that one. I'm going to write right mess here. There's the next one on the list is the MAT-30, another totally over the top cardboard box. I mean, shouldn't spend a lot of money on packaging, but personally I'd rather spent money on the product. So a friend, Zhang, is the gentleman we deal with. So the MAT-30, that's pretty boring in a plastic bag, isn't it? Where are those scissors gone? That's organised stuff. Oh Christ, that did a lot of good. Don't buy this one, whatever you do. Just dropped it on the front panel on a metal desk. These are actually going off to for review next week. Oh, actually, no marks at all, that's good. What I want to show is, look at the way this thing's made. If you're wondering what it is, it's 160 to 6 meter tuner, 120 watts max, and it's for Yaesu radios, only for Yaesu transceivers, so not the 817, 818 by the way, you need the little MAT-10 for that. Control cable from there to the rear apron of your 891 or 991A or FTDX 3000, any of those. All this is aluminium extrusion. Can you see that? Oh, he says getting it in focus. No power supply needed because it's powered by the remote cable that's supplied with the kit, of course. There it is. Just add a patch lead to it if you're ordering that off a website or when you ring in, or I'm sure you've got a patch lead. So up to 120 watts, 160 to 6 meters. All the MAT tuners have got 1600 memories. People will say to me, why have you got memories on tuners? It's very simple. When you first get any automatic tuner, whether it's this or one of the other brands that we sell, you go through each frequency that you typically use on any amateur band, and the tuner will put that frequency and that antenna, whichever antenna you're using, or infrared, whatever it happens to be, into memory. So when you then, which takes up to 5 seconds the first time, maximum usually. If you then go back, I've just been looked over then, it's not a squirrel this time, it's a great big grey pussycat that isn't mine. He lives down the road there, and he's very furry and very friendly. He might even come up and say hello in a moment. So you transmit on all the frequencies. It puts it into memory. I'm getting distracted, aren't I? Puts it into memory. So when you then go back to retune, it says, he hasn't changed frequency. He's still using the same antenna, like that. I couldn't used to clip my fingers when I was younger, but I can now. It tunes to it instantly, and that's why all the memory channels, and certainly 1600 seems completely over the top for me, but because these are relatively new manufacture, new design, of course, it's very much up to date. So that's the MAT-30, $189.95 for this piece of kit. Available from stock. Just add a patch lead and antenna, and you will get far, far greater tuning range than you will from an internal tuner of a Yaesu radio. Right, so that's that one. Next one is the MAT-180. Now the MAT-180, and MAT is the brand, by the way, M-A-T, lowercase m. Everybody's got their own different ways of doing it. This one I do like. So if you've got a Kenwood or Icon radio, the reason I like this, probably one of my favourites. Get it out of the box again. I'm not going to drop it on the steel table this time. Have you done that right? No, can't even get into a plastic bag. There it is. The reason I love this one, in fact, there it is. Looks very similar, but with some obvious changes. But why I love it, it's got this on the back. Not only coaxial, where are we? Right way out. Not only coaxial fed antennas, so your verticals, dipoles, beams, all that sort of stuff, but random wire antenna feed as well. That's your earth there. Stick your end fed wire on there. Control cable in here. The optional purchase is which cable you prefer to purchase, to buy. So if you've got a Kenwood rig, you buy a Kenwood cable, and Icon, buy an Icon one. So that's the MAT-180. Again, very simple to use, powered by the radio, so you don't need to put an extra power supply feed into it. You've also got fine tuning controls, so if you want to fiddle about with the tuning yourself, you can do that with these buttons here. Tune button, by the way, just press that. You don't have to then go to the radio. You can press the tune button on the radio if it's got it. Alternatively, press the tune button on the tuner. So that is the MAT-180. And it's telling me to do my something for the weekend video. Should get those beeps. I thought I turned it all off. MAT-180 in stock, specifically for Icon and Kenwood. Again, internal tuners on rigs, are very limited. Much higher impedance range. I think it goes up to 15k, so very high impedance, which is why it's got an end-fed wire terminal on the back. They're available at only $174.95. We're nearly there. There's only two more. The MAT-125, another box. I'm not afraid of it. Had enough of the boxes. It is actually chucking it down here at the moment. I don't know if you can see it behind, but it's absolutely whittling down, which is a polite way of putting it. The MAT-125, this is what they call a general purpose antenna tuner. And the reason it's a general purpose antenna tuner is it doesn't require any cables between the front and the back of the radio to the tuner. Oh, it sniffs RF like a lot of the tuners do. My goodness me, they really pack them into their bags, don't they? They stick it in the back. Sniff RF. Just put that there, MAT-125. Can you see that? There it is, MAT-125. RF in there, output there, earth terminal as standard, and DC in. And it does come with a power supply to get you started, so you don't even need to get a separate 12 volts into it. That's the MAT-125. Again, look at the construction of this. Can you see that? All aluminium extrusion. This is all aluminium. It's not cheap assembly. I am staggered at the prices of these. This is only $189.95. Again, 120 watts. They call that a general purpose tuner because you don't need dedicated. So any radio, 10-tech, LE-Craft, you name it, you can put that into it as long as it's 120 watts max. That's the MAT-125E, $189.95. These are ink VAT prices, pounds, GBP. I do apologise to European and American and everybody else looking at it. There's not just the United Kingdom, of course, we sell kit all over the world. Right, the last one is the MAT-40. Now, I do like this MAT-40. And the reason I love this MAT-40 is you're not going to believe the size of this. This is a remote control antenna tuner in a glorious sealed plastic bag. And I've got to show you this, you won't believe this. This is sort of like an unboxing video, but with a pair of scissors. And the reason I'm trying to stop it all getting soaking wet. The reason I love this piece of kit is look at the way it's built. Look at this. Is that the way round it? Yeah. M for MAT. You see that's actually etched into the solid I do believe it is. Yeah. It is actually, this whole case is milled out of a solid lump of aluminium. I mean, can you believe it? Really? I couldn't. It is so. Look at all the engineering. Look at all these hex bolts. Look, they are hex. They're not. Are they hex or are they? Yeah, in fact, they are hex bolts. So the MAT-40 is, needless to say, a random wire antenna tuner. Goes without saying, really, doesn't it? Pretty obvious with that great big terminal on the back. But look at that. Even that has got all the proper locking nut on there, lock nut, washer, nice ceramic standoff, stainless steel fittings. They're really not messing about. This is laser etched, would you believe? It says here. I did make a few notes because this is a brand new range. Normally I know the products pretty well, but 100 milliwatts a drive, so this will actually can be driven from as low as 100 milliwatts. So the QRP boys can queue up now. 120 watts maximum throughput, or 30 watts on data. So if you're running all the data modes that fry amplifiers up, please note. I know it says 1500 watts on the packet, but don't run it at 1500 watts because eventually it'll go bang, and they do. Anyway, so 100 milliwatts drive, up to 120 watts throughput, 30 watts on PSK and God knows what else. Very small, 20 centimetres by 13 by 4.5. Normally I know the inches, but I just copy the spec, to be honest with you. It comes with 10 metres of control cable. Yes, of course you can extend it, just chop through it, put some cable in, tape it all up, and chuck this out in the garden. It comes with mounting brackets as well, included in the price. So you get the mounting brackets, this, and 10 metres of control cable. All you've got to do, and that control cable feeds into there. On the end of the control cable, you then buy a lead that goes between the control cable and Yaesu, ICOM or Kenwood. The price of this, including VAT and tax, by the way, all these prices, I do believe, is $244.95, $244.95, and the optional leads, which you'll need to buy one of, at $34.95. So that's the MAT-40 random wire tuner, and I still think that is a work of art. I can't believe it's just a tuner. I really can't. Right, that's it, because I'm getting drowned. I actually bent the brolly over the other day. I forgot to put it down, had it all up, and I was wandering out down the path out of my house, and I looked back and this thing was bent over, a bit like, you know, hands up those of you that have got antennas in the garden. You've come back to find them all like this. I've had it several times over the years, and indeed so have my customers, because they send me pictures of them. How much to replace all this lot, they say. Other things to talk about. Yes, we've got lots of kit in, but lots of models were out of stock. For example, those panicking looking at buying an IC7300 today, we're probably out of stock, but there's another load turning up on Tuesday, and these are the latest build from ICOM UK. From ICOM Japan. They don't build them in Herne Bay, funnily enough. They distribute them through ICOM UK. They're turning up on Tuesday. So if you do order on Sunday, it won't be shipped on Monday, it'll be shipped on Tuesday, get it Wednesday. So if we are out of 7300s, by the time you look at this video on Friday, never fear, it will be with you very soon next week. 9700, 7100 still selling really well. People have realised how good that 7100 is, with 4 meters HF, the lovely little remote head, which is all nicely weighted so you don't chase it around the desktop when you're trying to tune. They really did think about that. It's a few years old now, but it's selling better than ever. I think people had forgotten about it, as I said a few weeks ago. Yaesu kit, FT991s, 450s in stock, but getting very low. Accessories, coax is running out again. I can't believe the, not hundreds of miles, but the tens of miles of, or kilometres, I should say, of cable we've got through. Antennas, aerials are still as popular as ever, connectors, all the accessories, the power supplies, got some great Nisei power supplies, but Nissei. Is that the right way around? I hope it is. No, I've just said that. Power supplies, or look at power supplies under accessories. Look at their new product range, including the one with the connectors on the front panel. the power pole connectors, they're selling really well, and of course their meter range, the DG503 with the big bright yellow, black on yellow, very easy to read, like the old Icon 775. Who's had one of those? Incidentally, when I was in the shop last week doing my nostalgic look at old kit, as I was walking out and I'd done the video, I noticed my FT101 ZD and an FT227RB sitting there, and I thought, why on earth didn't I include those? Because those, certainly the 101 ZD I used to sell at Bernie and Brenda's pre-walk, I think. I don't think walk bands were completely in by then. They might have been. Yes, I think they were. And the 227 RAs and RBs I certainly sold at Bernie and Brenda from Northfield Avenue. And he does say hello, and he loves the comments, and people have emailed in. Yes, he does remember you, and so does Brenda. They're still fitting well. I wouldn't be sitting in their garden now unless I had one of these weird umbrellas I've got sat up above me, because the weather has really changed. Still warm though. I think it's about 18, 19 degrees today. Right, that's it. Don't forget the recruitment. If you're in sales and you've got a history of sales, nothing high pressure, just you're really into your ham radio, and customer service and satisfaction is number one, please give me a call, or Tony, my sales manager. You know, Tony, M0TNY. Wonder why he chose that call sign. And engineers, always on the lookout for good engineers. Come and join the Lynch mob at the world famous ham store. Have fun, work hard, and you'll love it, because we're a nice bunch. Most of the time, no, we're lovely. All right, that's it. All the best. Have a safe weekend. And mail order, click and collect, that's all still running. Thank you for the support, and see you next week. And here we go. I'm going to press this little button again on here, and it does this. Bye-bye.